Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wait What We Talking About podcast, episode 143. My name is Bret, aka Enigma911, and you can catch this podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma911 every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Join the chat and all the fun conversation if you're a subscriber over there. Love to have you in on all the fun, but if you can't catch live, that's A-OK. Go over to YouTube and podcast services the very next week. It's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video in MP3 for your amusement on the following Friday. Last but not least, hashtag at merch store. Get all of your swag over there. T-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand. Support us. And we love you for it. We're back. Another solo episode. Originally supposed to do a guest podcast today. I had to reschedule. For those of you guys who aren't watching when this is recorded, I'm in the process of moving right now, so had to kind of pre-record this one. But don't worry, we'll get Jake on the podcast soon. Excited to pick his brain about his film studies as well as some Marvel stuff, which, speaking of, those are our two topics today. Let's start off with film. So, for those of you guys who don't know, I feel like I have quite the gap in knowledge when it comes to film and movies. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that people are like, say, oh, have you seen X, Y, or Z? And I'm like, sure haven't. So I'm interested to see how lacking my knowledge is of these movies. Now, granted, I know there's a lot of content out there, a lot of movies out there. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to see everything that comes out. But I was curious to see, maybe from, I don't know if professional is the right term, but a strong source of movies, see, based on their study or their knowledge, what movies I've seen, what movies I haven't seen, and see where this gap in knowledge is. Hopefully this is an interesting topic. I don't know. But we're going to be going through the top 100 movies according to IMDB and their charts. And we're just going to see how many of these things I've actually watched. And if I know anything about them. So yeah. We're going to break it down into 10s. I'll just list off the 10s. Don't worry, I'll keep a tally for you of which ones I've actually seen, and we'll see how gross and abysmal these results are at the end. We'll have some fun with it. All right, so like I said, top 100 according to IMDb, their movies. So these are number 100 to 90. Or actually 91. We have Emily, Vertigo, North by Northwest, M, The Hunt, Lawrence of Arabia, Citizen Kane, Capernaum, Reservoir Dogs, and High and Low. I can tell you right now we're off to a great start because I haven't seen any of these. Now, granted, some of these films have aged. Whatever M is a 1931 film, so, there's that. I've heard a lot of great things about Citizen Kane. Is that the Rosebud movie? So, yeah, not great. Not a good start. I don't know what Capernaum is. Came out in 2018. Let's read a synopsis, shall we? Capernaum. While serving a 5-year sentence for a violent crime, a 12-year-old boy sues his parents for neglect. Okay. Yeah, I've never heard of this one. Well, anyways, that's the most recent one on this from those 10. All right. So there's that. Let's see, about 90 to 81. Okay. We have Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, 3 Idiots, Singing in the Rain, Your Name, Requiem for a Dream, Toy Story 3, Good Will Hunting, and Once Upon a Time in America. All right, we're off to a little bit better start. I have seen some of these. I have seen Star Wars. I have seen Toy Story 3. And that's it. I know a lot of people really like 2001: A Space Odyssey. Definitely have heard a lot about that one. Singing in the Rain, I think the most I know of that movie is from the Disney Great Movie Ride, R.I.P. And then Good Will Hunting, I know the synopsis for that movie. It's like a janitor, right? And then like he's super smart in mathematics after solving some kind of equation. Other than that, I don't know what happens. Like, that's the build. I don't know where it goes from there or anything. Your Name, I feel, is like an anime. Let's see what that one is. It is an anime. Two strangers find themselves linked in a bizarre way. When a connection forms, will distance be the only thing to keep them apart? Usually distance does that. Does keep people apart. Okay. All right. So we're up to 2 in the first almost 20. So that's great. All right. Moving on to 80 to 71. We have Avengers Endgame, Princess Mononoke, Inglourious Bastards, The Boat, Coco, Toy Story, Braveheart, Amadeus, Joker, and Old Boy. Alright, so I've seen Endgame, I've seen Toy Story, I've seen Joker. Did I miss anything? No. Alright, I'm very surprised Joker made it into this. Don't get me wrong, Joker was good, but like top 100 of all time? I guess this must be like some kind of fan polling in here. Apparently it's got an 8.3 star rating. So, I mean, well, like I said, it was good. And I'm looking up a little bit above the list too. But was Joker better than Endgame? Maybe this is my Marvel bias. I guess Endgame does need a lot of setup too. Like, it's a good movie on its own, but there'd be a lot of questions if you just watched Endgame by itself. While Joker is an origin movie that stands alone. Like, obviously, would you get a little bit more if you knew some Batman knowledge? Like, I think you'd get more out of it as a fan, but, like, there's no references or Easter eggs, per se, from that. So, alright. It does stand alone pretty well. Obviously, Toy Story is a classic. Coco, I'm a little surprised is up here. I've heard great things about Coco, but good for them. Inglourious Bastards, another one I've heard fantastic things about. And another one that a friend has recommended, Uber Brent, Princess Mononoke. Apparently very violent. Apparently a longer movie. Maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll watch that. I think a lady was also interested in giving that a try. But okay, we're up to 5 in the first 30. Number 70 to number 61. We have The Dark Knight Rises, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, American Beauty, Aliens, Avengers Infinity War, Witness for the Prosecution, The Great Dictator, The Shining, and Paths of Glory. Okay. Dark Knight Rises, Into the Spider-Verse. Aliens is the sequel, right? Alien was the original. 57 years after surviving an apocalyptic attack aboard her space vessel by merciless space cruiser, Officer Ripley awakens from hypersleep and tries to warn anyone who will listen. I don't think I've seen Aliens. I think I've seen the first one. So I'm not going to credit this one. Okay, gotcha. On my list of Be Brave and Finally Watch. I have watched Infinity War. And that's it. Shining. Another one, obviously, a lot of people talk about. in a sick, twisted way, I'm tempted to watch it. Lady says I'm going to be petrified. I trust her, so don't think I'm going to watch it. I don't know. It's that weird thing. I think we've talked about it in past podcasts with movies. It's that weird thing of like, I'm tempted to watch. Now, if anyone is new watching this podcast, I don't watch horror movies, and it's not my jelly nor my jam. It's getting to the point now, maybe just because I'm older, I'm getting a little tempted to watch quote-unquote older horror movies. And because now I'm like, oh, it's going to look aged, so maybe that will help me realize, well, duh, all movies are fake. But, like, put it to rest in my brain, like, you don't need to panic, dumbass. So it's like, I know Aliens isn't typical, like, you wouldn't consider that real horror, I guess, for horror fans. Are there horror elements in it? Yes, there's scary elements. Like the Alien series, I talked about Chucky, like trying that out. I've watched the first Halloween and what was there? There was another one I watched. Like I'm tempted to watch like Nightmare on Elm Street, and like this is another one with The Shining. It's like, are you really sure you do want to watch these, or is it that sick curiosity that you shouldn't step over this line? And then you're like, ooh, can't go back now. I know for people who are horror fans, they're like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Just fucking watch it. Whip. No. I don't know. Maybe one day. We'll see. If I'm bored, the sun is at its highest point, and I don't have to sleep for work tomorrow the next day. Who knows? What do they got from 60 to 51? They got Sunset Boulevard, The Lives of Others, Wall-E, Django Unchained, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, Apocalypse Now, Memento, Cinema Paradiso, City Lights, and Alien. Okay. So we've seen Wall-E. And I'm pretty sure I've seen Alien. It's been a while. But I'm pretty sure I've seen that one. Okay. Indiana Jones. This is my thing with Indiana Jones. Not a bad thing. I've seen most of them, but only pieces of them. I remember one of them, they eat monkey brains. Short Round's hilarious. I know in one of them, which probably is Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Ark of the Covenant is in there, and doesn't it like burn somebody into a skeleton or melt them or some shit? I don't think I've seen that, but I know it's a thing. There's that weird one with Shia LaBeouf in it. Don't think I've seen anything with that one. Yeah, I've never watched an Indiana Jones all the way through. So, oops. Apocalypse Now, I think, is the asteroid one. Maybe. Memento, I've heard that name a lot. And I've heard good things about Django, but yeah. These other ones, not so much. Alright, 50 to 41. We have Rear Window, Once Upon a Time in the West, Grave of the Fireflies, Harakiri, Modern Times, what the fuck? Top Gun Mavericks on here? Alright, interesting, good for them. The Untouchables, Whiplash, Casablanca, and The Prestige. Well, that's a big goose egg on all of these. Whiplash is that drumming movie with Miles Teller. Heard good things about that. Casablanca, I only know about the airplane at the end. Spoilers. On the rest, I've heard The Prestige. Top Gun just came out, or at least Maverick did. Yeah, the rest of these, no. Haven't heard a thing about. So let's go to 40 through 31, shall we? We have The Departed, The Usual Suspects, American History X, Gladiator, The Lion King, Parasite, Leon the Professional, or Leon, The Pianist, Psycho, and Spirited Away. Okay. I have seen Lion King. I have seen Psycho. And I have seen Spirited Away. Now, for those of you being like, wait a minute, you've seen Psycho? Yes. I watched this in college during a film studies class or something like that. It was good. Did I still jump and be freaked out at some things? Yeah. Yeah, I did. When the initial stabbing scene with the girl, no, I didn't jump at that because obviously we all knew that. There was a jump scare that they like gleamed on, like they hinted at it, like they set it up. You could see the setup. I still jumped when it happened. So there's the police officer who's investigating the mom's house, and he's going up the stairs, and you can see from like a above shot or something, like you can see, I don't know, something with the door. I don't know if you see a shadow or you see like the door is propped open so someone could peer through it or whatever. But you see him start to go up the stairs. Dun, dun, you know, he's investigating. He's got his gun pulled out, blah, blah, blah. And then the mom, aka not the mom, the son, runs out of the room and, does the whole stabby thing. Still jumped, still scared the shit out of me. You get this stupid whoa as the policeman falls down the stairs, which is kind of hilarious. Still jumped and scared me at that. Overall good movie, but yeah, still a wimp with that. Spirited Away was fantastic. Thank you to Lady for having me watch that Miyazaki film. Good time there. Obviously Lion King, classic. All right, 30 to 21. We have Back to the Future, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Star Wars, Interstellar, The Green Mile, Life is Beautiful, Saving Private Ryan, City of God, The Silence of the Lambs, and It's a Wonderful Life. Okay, I'm going to count Back to the Future, but I will be honest, it was a long time ago, and I don't remember it super well. Obviously, he goes back in time. Obviously, his mom wants to bang him. Awkward. Obviously, he's got to set up the dad with the mom. And then he gets the 88 miles per hour. Zoom, he goes back. I get the plot points, but it's been a while since I've seen the movie. I don't think I've seen 2. I don't think I've seen 3. But I do remember seeing this one. It's just the details are fuzzy. Terminator 2. I actually watched both of those within the past year for the first time. Good times there. Good times there. Star Wars, duh. Good times. The rest of these, goose egg. I have seen the opening of Saving Private Ryan thanks to history class. I think we even had to get a permission slip signed because obviously they go in on that movie. Pretty violent. A man walks around without his arm at one point and has to go pick it up. I did see the opening scene for that movie, but other than that, I did see nothing. Silence of the Lambs I've heard a lot about. Lotion in the Basket, whatever the fuck that means. Apparently there's a girl in a hole or a well or some shit. Interstellar I've heard's fantastic. Which space movie is that? Because there was that and Gravity. Is this the one with Matt? Oh, it's, what's this fuck's name? McConaughey? Is that his name? Hold on. Yeah, McConaughey. Okay, maybe I haven't seen anything. Heard that's good. Haven't seen anything of it. Yeah. Green Mile, I've heard good things too. Alright. 2011. 7 Samurai. 7. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Goodfellas. The Matrix. Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. Inception. Fight Club. And Forrest Gump. Okay. I've seen The Matrix. I've seen Episode 5. I've seen Two Towers. That's it. Alright. Goodfellas, the mob movie. Inception, I've heard great things too, about sleeping and then re-sleeping and nightmares and dreams within dreams, whatever. Fight Club, I know you just don't talk about Fight Club. And then spoiler, he's like not a sociopath. Like, he's got a split personality, or like he's imagining the person there or something. Yeah. Forrest Gump also heard good things. I know there's the box of chocolates and he's running. That's about it. Alright, what do we got for the top 10? We have The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Pulp Fiction. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Schindler's List. 12 Angry Men. Godfather Part 2. The Dark Knight. The Godfather. And The Shawshank Redemption. I have seen Lord of the Rings Fellowship, Lord of the Rings Return, and Dark Knight. Alright. So, this is one of those big gaps in my film knowledge. Godfather. I have not seen any of the Godfathers. 1, 2, or 3. Haven't seen any of them. I know they're fantastic and they're really good. Oops. I haven't seen any of them. Schindler's List, I hear, is another good one. I think that's got the Liam Neesons in it, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it does. Obviously not great subject matter, but I've heard good things about that one. Pulp Fiction, I hear, is a cult classic, and that's honestly been on my Netflix queue for the longest time. I just haven't committed to watching it. And then, what's Shawshank Redemption about? I know that one's talked about a lot as well, but I don't think I ever knew the premise of it. Two imprisoned men bond over a number of years, finding solace and eventual redemption through acts of common decency. 9.3 out of 10. Alright. Yeah, heard good stuff about it. But yeah, never seen it. Dark Knight at number 3, kind of surprising. Not gonna lie there. It's a 9. Wonder if that's because of Heath. 12 Angry Men. I think I've watched one scene of it, or see, I can't remember if I watched one scene of it or if I watched all of it. Now, I know some people watching are like, wait a minute. A 1957 movie, you watched all of it? I'm trying to remember. It was definitely in school. I don't remember if it was English class or history or whatever the fuck. But obviously, or if you don't know, not obviously, the whole premise of the movie is it's like a court case. And everybody presumes that this person did it, committed the crime, was murder or whatever it was. And one guy kind of sees through the evidence and has to convince the other 11 that, this person is innocent. Now, I do remember seeing the end of the court case where the person was innocent. So maybe I did see this all the way through, because I don't remember a lot of details, but I do remember like the different arguments, or at least stances, and then like slowly over time people would be convinced. And I feel like the last guy like broke down in tears after he was finally like shown all the evidence or whatever. You know what? I'm gonna chalk this one up as I've watched it. I'm pretty sure it's this iteration. It might have been maybe a remake, perhaps. I don't know if there is even a remake. Maybe I should look that up. We got time, right? Let's Not 12 NF. 12 Angry Men. There's a 97 version. Maybe I watched the 97 version. No. No, I'm pretty sure it was... Yeah. No. Yeah, I definitely watched the 57 version. So yeah, it must have been something at school that I did watch it. Alright. Not too shabby. So all in all, out of the top 100 IMDB rating films, your boys watched 21. Not gonna lie, that was a lot more surprising than I thought this would turn out. Granted, a lot of them are animated films that I had seen. Also, more recent films that I had seen, either in the fantasy or hero genre. These more classic titles and movies, that's where the gap of knowledge is. So hopefully you enjoyed that part of, like, you haven't seen that one? You... What? Yeah, there's a lot definitely on my backlog of movies, as well as my backlog of everything, that, not that I have to watch, obviously. Time is a very valuable resource, but that given the opportunity, maybe if I have the free time, maybe I should delve into and give a chance, if I so feel inclined to. Because there are definitely movies in this top 100. I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard good things about it. Heard good things about that one. Give it a chance, form my own opinion, and see where it goes. But hope you guys enjoyed this top 100 list. How many have you guys watched? What haven't you watched? What's your gap in knowledge? I'd be intrigued to hear about that. And yeah, if you have any other lists like this you'd like me to go through, I'd definitely be down. It was fun. It was fun reading through and seeing the progression of the list, and obviously the surprises like Top Gun Maverick. What are you doing in here? Seeing what did show up, and they consider to be top 100. The list I'm going off of does do a full 250. I thought that would have been a little extensive for the podcast. But maybe one of these days we'll have to go through and be like, whoa, wow, we only got 10 more. But yeah, if you want to do it yourself or so inclined.